Hello everyone, and welcome to Tiresome. It's a bit windy today, but we are going to be talking about what I consider to be the best daily driver of 2001 and 2022. I walked into the wing mirror. It's a BMW E46 325 Ti. Oh yes! Here we are back at Walkaround. You guys might remember this location from the Lotus M100 video, but today we are looking at something very, very different. It's a 325 Ti, yeah I know. It's a BMW, no indicators, lol lol lol, bish bash bosh, but it's great. I absolutely love this car. It was actually supposed to be a temporary solution, but I really love this car and now I bought it. So I'm going to tell you guys why. Basically, it's a jack of all trades and a master of all of those trades as well. Let's just go through the car as a whole. This car was available as, I think, a 1.6, maybe other engine options available. Basically, there was a 4-cylinder version of this car, which, to be honest, I think would still be pretty good. You've got a boot with seats that go down, so loads of storage. In the summer, you've got air conditioning, which works. Unlike Volkswagens of like 6 years after this, as I found out. 5 CD disc changer, a lovely steering wheel, a nice seating position, nice comfy seats but yet supportive, but really quite a cheap cost. Let's go back to 2001 when this was made. Well, actually, let's go back a bit further. The late 90s, the E36, so the generation before this, they did a compact as well. It was the first compact. It was the smallest, cheapest car BMW had ever done. Well, if you discount the bubble car, that is. So, this was for a younger audience. It really is quite a marvel that 21 years later, this thing's still rocking and kicking ass. Welcome to the inside! As aforementioned, you've got cruise control, steering wheel controls. Even my 2007 Volkswagen Passat doesn't have that. So, I'm quite glad this does. Tape deck, oh yeah, you got your tapes in there, but also a 5-disc CD changer in the boot. This really was quite a highly spec car back in the day. The air conditioning still works, as I referenced earlier. Everything on this car is great. The seats are a bit tatty, but to make up for that, they match the car. They are golden leather, everyone. Gold Beemer! And I actually quite like them. They're of the time, you know, times when P. Diddy still had money and, you know, and I don't quite like the wheels, but you know what, they do suit the car. I think I'll probably change them in the future though. 5-speed manual. The M Sport version that I said earlier actually has a 6-speed manual, so I'm very jealous of that. Never mind though, a 5 will do, and I've driven this car for a many long journey. I will say at this point, I've owned this car for a year now basically, and actually it's not let us down once at all. It has absolutely been a complete daily driver, a mile muncher, and a brilliant sports car all in one. And in the summer you can open the roof, pop the air conditioning on, or one or the other, and it's amazing. I absolutely love this thing. It's even got an armrest, which I never thought I would miss until I went to that Volkswagen and it didn't have one and I cried in my sleep. But I have one again now, and it's gold! Now, as I just said, this car is working in every single way. Every technical item on the car is great, but there is one vital issue, and it's not cheap. It is your boot, and then why? What? Why is it staying up? Oh. So it's a pretty small opening anyway, but also, I mean, that's actually still pretty good. Normally it's actually about here. Yeah, I know, right, why now? But basically, the gas lifts are gone, and that means that in order to get your shopping out, you do one of these! New gas struts are about 20 quid, and I do need to get onto that, because it's one of those things that will completely change the car, and then I can literally say everything on the car's working and fine and functional. Now, let's go over to the engine! Here it is, everyone, the M54. Now, this engine is known to be bulletproof. It's a 2.5 litre inline 6 engine, and it's basically BMW's, at the time, the BMW's biggest engine in their smallest car. So, why is it so ruddy good, and why does everyone like this engine? Well, apart from it being bulletproof, as aforementioned, its power band is really linear. Thanks to the long gearing in the car, you can actually get up to motorway speeds in second gear. Off the rev limiter maybe, but hey, that's what fun is, right? So, you've got Vanos in here, so that, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure everyone does, Vanos is basically BMW's VTEC. It means that at the higher rev range, it'll adjust the cam to then give it a bit of extra power as it goes up, and you, like VTEC, you do notice it kick in. It really is something to really like push you to drive the car harder, which is great. Rear-wheel drive, everyone. Rear-wheel drive in this car. And I've got to tell you, it's great having a little hatchback, run around daily, that'll do 20 to 30 miles per gallon around town thanks to this block, but also about 40 on the run, which is pretty darn good. It's just gone through an MOT, this car, and really minor issues, really minor, for a car that's 21 years old. Six cylinders, eh?